Hello children, welcome back to the class. I hope children you have revised the previous content that I have taught you before. And if you have any doubt children in those previous content, you can contact me tomorrow. So in the last class, what we studied, the last class I taught you about the types of arguments, if you remember children. The types of arguments or the parameters I taught in the last class. We studied about two types of arguments, the actual arguments and the formal arguments. I taught you these two topics with the help of an example, with the help of the codings, and I have given you some of the assignment work also. I hope you might have done those assignment work, and please share your coding to me, and if there is any problem, I can sort out your problems regarding the codings. So the last class children, you studied about the actual arguments and the formal arguments. Once again, I will let you know children what is actual argument and then what is a formal arguments. The argument that you pass when you call a function. The argument that you pass while calling a function, those arguments or the parameters are the actual argument and the parameters. And those arguments which you have taken while defining a function, those arguments are called as the formal arguments or the parameters. Here I will have to clear one thing children. Do not get confused with the parameters and the arguments. They both are same. In C++, in Java, the parameters and the argument both are considered to be same. But in case of Python, I have read in some of the books that in that Python, they are considering these two other different things. Whatever you are passing is the parameters, and what you are taking in the function definition are the arguments. But I will not take it that way. I will be taking argument and the parameters both as same, but one as the actual parameter and one as the formal parameters. So once again, listen to me children. The types of arguments, object parameters, two types, the actual parameters and the formal parameters. Actual parameters are those which you pass while calling a function, and formals are those which you use while defining a function. Now, moving to the next topic. When you pass the actual arguments, so what kind of values you can pass? What are the things that you can pass? You can either pass the data, the value itself, you can pass the variables in which the values are stored, or you can also pass an expression that results to a value. So these three things you can pass while calling a function. Therefore, the actual arguments can be a data, a constant value, or it can be a variable, or it can be an expression. For example, suppose you are defining a function. Suppose you are defining a function. Suppose area. Area of a circle, suppose you are defining a function area of a circle. So this function needs the values for the radius to calculate the area. So I have taken a variable RAD. And this is here what the function is defined. So when you call this function area, in that case you want to pass the radius. So from the main, what will you do? From the main, you call the function area. You can pass a value, suppose 10, a data 10. You can pass either 10 as a value, or you may pass the variable x that should store the value of the radius first, or you can also pass the expression, suppose x plus y. So while calling a function, you can either pass the value or the variable or the expressions. Suppose the value of x is 10, so you can write x. So the value of y is also 10, so x plus y. So in that case, 20 will be passed to this RAD. In this case, value 10 will be passed, and in this case, the constant value 10 is passed. So when you call a function and you pass the actual argument, so these 10, x and x plus y are the actual arguments. So what are the things you have passed? You have passed a value, a data, you have passed a variables, or you have passed an expression. So these three things you can pass. But what you can have in the formal argument, you can have only the variables. You cannot have the data here, or you cannot have an expression here. So what are the things you can have here? Only the variables. So while calling a function, children, remember the argument that will pass can be a data itself, can be a variable, it can be a expression. But when you define a function, at a time, the arguments that you will take, those arguments are what? Actually, the formal? Yes, formal arguments. So those formal arguments that you will define here, that will declare here, should be a variable. That should not be a data, that should not be an expression. So this is the thing that you should keep in mind. Now coming to the next topic. That is the types of the formal arguments. The types of the formal arguments. So in today's topic, we'll study about the types of the formal arguments. You can see here, children, as written, there are three types of formal argument that you can have. Three types of formal arguments. Formal arguments, you know, the argument that you will consider while defining a function. So those arguments can be of three types. See it here. It can be a positioned argument. It is also called as the required arguments. It can be a default argument, also called as the optional argument. Optional. It can be a keyword argument, also called as a named argument. So these three types of argument you can use by defining a function. Therefore, these three are the formal arguments. What are they? Listen to me again. They are the positioned argument, also called as the required argument. Second one is the default argument, also referred as the optional argument. Third one is the keyword argument, also referred as the named argument. So these three types of argument you are supposed to study. Now considering the first one. Considering the first one, that is the positional or the required argument. Now when I taught you in the previous class, whatever example I have taken, whatever argument you have passed, so those arguments were actually this positioned or the required argument. Because in that case, if you have defined the function with the three arguments, means when we call the function that function needs three values to be passed as an argument. In that case, you are supposed to pass exactly three values as an argument. So the number of values required when we call the function, it also depends upon the number of arguments that you have taken while defining the function. Suppose a function needs three arguments when you call it. It means that when you call that function, you need to pass three arguments. If you pass two, that will be wrong. You'll get an error. So those types of argument is called as the positional or the requirement. Why we say it's required? Because if the function needs three arguments, you are supposed to pass three arguments. And in that case, then I told you one thing. The position was important. The first argument will go to the first, second will go to the second, and third will go to the third. So which argument will go to the which argument? That also depends upon the position. Therefore, it's called as the position as well as required argument. I'll be taking one example. To make it clear about this position or the required argument, then about the default argument, and then about the keyword arguments. So I'm going to explain you with the help of an example. Let us see.